Why do you have an army of children? By Spark the Fangirl. Read by Rat Overlord. Summary: Aizawa gets kidnapped by some low-level revenge-seeking thugs, and Class 1A does not take kindly to the situation. Time to beat up the baddies through the sheer force and power of pizza puns. All he wanted was to buy his groceries. You'd think that wouldn't be too much to ask, but Aizawa had learned long ago that the universe lusted for his demise. So while incredibly annoying, he couldn't say the rock to the back of his head was entirely unexpected. As he drifted into unconsciousness, he could almost hear Mike chastising him for not paying attention to his surroundings. He awoke blindfolded and tied to a chair. His capture weapon was missing and his mouth was dry. Might as well get this over with.
Why am I here?
He deadpanned.
Eraserhead, so glad to see you're awake. As for why you're here...
The distinctly nasally male voice began to laugh. It started hesitantly, as if this was his first attempt at a criminal mastermind laugh, but as it continued, the man got more into it until the room was ringing with hysterical cackles.
Well, let's just say you've taken something very precious to me.
Uh-huh.
Aizawa replied, not impressed. It was clear this was the man's first kidnapping, and he was trying way too hard.
Please, enlighten me.
Perhaps you'd recall about a week ago when you got a villain with an earth manipulation quirk sent to jail.
Aizawa remained quiet.
You do remember, right? Big bloke? About 6'7", bald?
The villain seemed to be pleading for the hero to remember.
You can't miss him. He's built like a brick wall.
There was an awkward moment of silence before Aizawa spoke again.
Listen, I take down a lot of villains.
His captor groaned.
Oh, this is so embarrassing. I'm sorry. This is like my first time actually kidnapping someone, and I'm not really sure what to do. Each, usually takes care of this stuff, and I'm just the brains of the operation.
No, you're doing fine.
The villain sniffed pathetically.
Really? You think so?
I mean, it's clear you're new to this, but the laugh was genuinely terrifying.
You didn't seem very terrified.
Aizawa tried to shrug.
Comes with the job, I suppose. Not much can scare me.
Huh. Thanks, I guess. I think I'm gonna try it again.
He cleared his throat.
Hero, I'm the villain Boulder, and you have caused the downfall of my brother Ichi... landslide, and for that you must pay.
Okay.
Prepare yourself.
I think I'm sufficiently prepared.
You will regret ever messing with us.
Alright then.
You're gonna, get what's coming to you?
There was a silence for a few minutes before Aizawa opened his mouth.
You don't have anything planned, do you?
No.
He sighed.
Clearly you don't know what you're doing, so how about you let me go, try to make the best of the situation, maybe turn over a new leaf, get a job or something, just put this all behind you?
Yeah, I think you're probably right. I was never cut out for this anyways.
There was some shuffling as the boulder moved behind Aizawa and bent down to untie him.
My mom was right. I should have gone to college.
Don't worry too much. We all make mistakes.
Gosh, I'm so sorry. I swear it will happen again.
I'm glad to hear.
Aizawa was cut off by a yell from the other room.
Yo, Boulder! Did you order pizza?
The captor stood up to yell back, and Aizawa noticed that he was still not untied.
What? No, why would I do that?
I don't know, but none of the boys did, and there's a guy with pizza at the door.
Well, answer it, I guess.
There was the sound of the door opening, and the gruff man saying,
I think you got the wrong house, kid. Oh man, are you sure? Why didn't I give you some for free anyways?
Crap.
What? I don't think you can do that, kid.
It can't be.
Sure I can. It's the yeast I can do.
There is a crash as the boy speaks, and everyone is yelling. It is.
Come on, everyone! For Sensei!
Kirishima yells. Because, yes, it was Kirishima at the door, and Aizawa is going to give him so much detention. And suddenly, there was a storm of quirk-amplified teenagers storming into the base, screaming battle cries composed of almost entirely pizza puns and incomprehensible wailing. Let me get a slice of the action! Time to cheese the day!
You villains are real pizza work!
Boulder panicked.
I thought we were good, man.
I thought you were alone. How many goons do you have?
Like, 60? I don't know.
Kirishima hardened and punched one of the villains straight in the gut.
You can't hurt me! I'm Uncrustable!
Boulder screamed and ran to hide behind the still tied-up Aizawa as Midoriya punched through a literal wall with a cry of,
Slice to meet you!
The villain was in tears now.
Why do you have an army of children?
Before Aizawa could even speak, Kaminari ran past and slammed himself into Boulder, electrocuting him as he yelled,
Another one bites the crust!
The boy then ripped off Aizawa's blindfold and... What? The sight laid out in front of him was one that would haunt his coffee-induced hallucinations for months to come. Bodies littered the floor, and the ceiling from where Uraraka and Sero had stuck them. Everything was on fire, and there was what looked suspiciously like blood, but Aizawa was fairly certain was pizza sauce splattered across the walls. As Kaminari untied his teacher, the children took down the last few villains and then dissolved into relative quiet as they stared at Aizawa.
Why?
Silence then.
Hi, Sensei?
Midoriya hedged.
How did you even find me?
The children shared knowing looks.
You know what? I don't even want to know.
Aizawa stood up and grabbed his capture weapon from the floor.
Ida, call the cops. The rest of you start cleaning up.
The children nodded dutifully.
And class? Pizza puns? Really?
There seemed to be a collective wince as they realized that, yes, they had just knocked out dozens of villains while asking if they wanted a pizza this.
They were far too cheesy.
A beat, and then the entire class exploded, both literally and metaphorically, upon realizing that their killjoy teacher had just made a pun. A weak one, but a pun nonetheless. And if Aizawa smiled a bit at the sight, well, his capture weapon was back in place, successfully hiding his mouth. Not that he'd ever admit it if he was, because when it came to his class, there wasn't much room for improvement. Howdy, howdy, fellow rats. Hope you enjoyed. You know, I haven't done a one-shot in a little bit, so, in the wise words of Lizzo, I felt like, it's about damn time. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed listening, as I know I sure as hell enjoyed recording this. And if you did, feel free to leave a like or comment down below, because I always love hearing from you guys. And make sure to subscribe so you can stay up to date with whenever I post. And here's your little daily reminder to be sure to chug some water before you start looking like that crusty, dusty old raisin that's been missing in my room for 2 years now. Oh, and I have bloopers. Enjoy.
No, you're you're doing fine.
Ah, yes, the kidnappee, reassuring the kidnapper. I love to see it.
I mean, it's clear you're new to this, but that laugh.
Shit. How am I supposed to record this when I keep giggling? Arr!
Sure I can! It's the...
Yeast I can do. Bitch, these puns, Kiri, no! Oh my god.
This... Fuck. Let me have a slice of the action! Time to cheese the day! You villains are a real pizza. I can't... I can't breathe this. Oh my god, my stomach. Oh shit, I'm gonna need to go to the bathroom before I pee myself. I'm crying, man. Alright, take 2. Time to cheat! Shit! Be like Aizawa. Serious mode. Focus. No more giggling. No more giggling. Shit, I can't. Stop giggling.
They were far too cheesy.
I can't believe I laughed. When did I become so weak to puns? My armor? No. My intestines.
The boulder feels conflicted about kidnapping this scruffy homeless man. The boulder is now over his conflicted feelings.
I'm sorry. As soon as he said boulder, I had to do it.